Well, welcome everybody. It's great to have you here tonight, tuning in from different parts of the world. We welcome, of course, wherever you're tuning in from. This is a special, what we call the first look. And before we get into the presentation and before I introduce our special guests, I just want to give you just a little insight as to what to expect. Because I know that there's a lot of unfranchised owners and a lot of guests who are joining us, and the numbers keeps going up. Wow. And we welcome you. And please note, there's no pitch here tonight. We're not trying to sell you in anything or convince you to do anything. Ultimately, it's kind of an enlightenment session, an educational session. We're going to talk about who we are, what we are, why we are. I think you'll get a little insight and an idea of where we've come from. You'll definitely get a sense of where we're going. And for those of you who are guests, I like to point out the fact that the person who invited you to tune in and to learn about who we are and what we are and why we are, learn about our technology and products and company, that person respected you enough to introduce you, to the business, and so I always encourage you to thank that person because they thought enough of you to introduce you to our company. You've really been given a gift. So I'll give you just a second there to text the person who invited you and to say thank you. And the reason why I say that is because this business is not necessarily for everyone. Now, don't get me wrong. Anybody and everybody can successfully develop this business and reach their personal and financial goals. No doubt about it. However, the timing might not be right. You might not be ready for it, right? You might not qualify for it, right? I mean, some people out there are what we call comfortably miserable. You might know of some people who are comfortably miserable. These are people who complain and they wish, but they're not really willing to do anything differently in order to get a different result. You see, we attract entrepreneurs. We attract individuals who have a sincere desire to improve their standard of living and or enhance their quality of life. And then I say it that way for a reason, because everybody really does have their own goals and dreams and desires, ambitions, wants and needs. And so all we've done for over 30 years is provide individuals with a proven business plan, the system, the tools, the training, the support, the products, the technologies, the resources, and the tools to enable, did I say tools twice? I think I might have, to enable them to grow a business and reach their personal and financial goals. And although we've been around for 33 years, I find it very intriguing. In fact, I think it's pretty awesome in the fact that we're still undiscovered. Not too many people at all have ever heard of any of our brands or even heard of the name of our company. So to me, that gives even more of a sense of how powerful and timely this business really is. You see, and so I'm excited to get into some details here. But before we do that, I do want to introduce you to our special guests. And you see them on the screen here. It's Stephanie and Richard Ng, and they are directors in our business. And for those of you who are guests, a director means they've earned the unfranchised level as a director, which means they've earned $18,000 to $25,000 in 4 weeks. And beyond that, they've created a business and an asset, their unfranchised business, that has yielded them over $1 million in commissions. And that doesn't even include the retail profits that they've experienced. And but I think most importantly, Stephanie and Richard are very special people. They care about others, and they've helped many other people succeed in different parts of this world in our global community of entrepreneurs. They've impacted many people's lives, and they continue to do that because they're entrepreneurs, and they continue to grow their business because they love it, And so this is a very unique situation because currently Stephanie is in Dallas, Texas, and Richard is in Singapore. So they have a great partnership and a great team effort. They have team members from different parts of the globe, and they've managed this very successfully and grown a very successful unfranchised business. So I just want to say thank you both for taking your time to share your experience, your wisdom, and to enlighten us further about our unfranchised business. So if you don't mind, maybe tell us a little bit about your background and what you've experienced as unfranchised owners.
Well, I'll let Richard go first.
All righty. Thank you so much, Andrew and the corporate team, for inviting me and Stephanie to share this amazing session with us. So for all of you guys here. Me and Stephanie, like what Andrew says, we actually are Singaporeans. We are from Singapore. We left this beautiful country in 1991 to the United States for further educations. I graduated in electrical engineering. Stephanie graduated in computer science engineering. So we live what we call American's dream. So I used to work for National Semiconductor, and Stephanie worked for AT&T, and all this is in Dallas, Texas. Why would two engineers actually change cars? It's not because of we got laid off or we hate our job. Actually, we've done so well that at a tender age of 29, Andrew, can you imagine 29? Stephanie already become a manager overseeing 13 engineers in AT&T. And as you guys know, AT&T is a big corporation. So it's a good cause for celebration. However, there's one thing that Stephanie doesn't handle well is managing her stress. She take on a lot of things going on, lack of sleep, and the stress take a toll in her health. And at that time, I told myself, oh my God, is this what my wife is going to be for the rest of her life, to be so stressed and her health takes a toll? So I asked a very simple question, folks. 1998, I asked this question, is there something that my wife can do from home? As you guys know, Andrew, 1998, working from home is not even common at all.
Correct.
And I was researching, I was looking, and I was really looking for something. And one day, I never would have thought that by just going lunch with Dr. Shu Yang, whom some of you guys know, and he's my colleague, and I asked Shu, I said, Shu, what does your wife, Catherine, do? Because Catherine has so much time to meet us for lunch. And Shu say, oh, Catherine has a business that she runs from home. And I said, oh my God. I said, Shu, can you tell me what this business is all about? Because that's exactly what I'm looking for my wife. I guess it's all about timing, folks. It's all about timing. I was really looking for something for my wife to work from home. And when Dr. Shu Yang first shared with me, of course, I was a little bit skeptical, 7 years in the United States. Because Dr. Shu Yang said, hey, Richard, this business can pay you for the rest of your life and is willable to the next generation. Folks, I'm only 29 years old. So do you think I believe such thing can happen? I don't, but I do two things correct. I trust Dr. Shu Yang, and I trust myself as an engineer. Numbers doesn't lie. So Andrew, I actually took 7 consecutive lunches with Shu. Every day, I asked him question after question after question. And then on the 7 days, I say, all right, Shu, let's get it going on. He said, you ready? I said, I'm ready.
Yeah.
On the 7th day, I say, I'm ready.
That's a geek for you.
Yeah. An engineer. He's an engineer.
Exactly.
So 2 engineers trying to figure out, right?
Right.
But for guys, I think that was my biggest mistake is I never asked my wife or consult her. I guess it's a blessing too, because I know if I've consulted her, she probably said no, right? So I came back home, I told Stephanie, I said, Steph, I found you a retirement plan. She's like, no such thing. I don't believe in all this thing. That's all right. I say, don't worry. I'll get it done for you. Folks, in short period of 3.5 years, 2002, actually, Stephanie walked away from the corporate job. So she hasn't worked since 23 years, Andrew, 23 years.
Wow.
And then myself, I was very blessed in the year 2000. I was given an opportunity to start a marble and granite business, traditional brick and mortar business in Dallas, Texas. So I quit my engineering to start the traditional business. Because of understanding shop.com trainings, Andrew, truly helped me to start off my own traditional business. And my exit strategy is by the time I'm 40 years old, which is 2009, I would sell my company. In 2009, I did sell my company. But Andrew, as you and me know, 2008 was financial crisis, subprime loan that is towards the home industry. And I had the audacity to sell my company. And I still sold my company in 2009. So, and me and Stephanie say, okay, where do we go from there? Since we achieved it, then we say, okay, we're going to go and pay it forward. So Stephanie, you want to share your part now?
I like that. Fire.
Yeah, I know.
Fire.
I get to share the best part, Andrew, is how I got spoiled. I'll tell you this. I did not welcome the business initially, not because of that, because I came to this country to study and my parents spent a lot of money. And I thought that was the only direction to life. What else can you do? That's what you grew up learning. But one thing I did right was I invested in a great husband. And I also invested in making sure that he spoils me. But I also took time to take a look at marketamericashop.com, and I completely fell in love with it. So what did I benefit from it besides being spoiled and besides Richard doing everything for me? Just kidding. We live 6 months in Asia and 6 months in the United States. And when we travel, if we like a country, we would stay there for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks to enjoy and feel the lifestyle and the current situation. So I think that I'm very blessed to be able to have that life. I cannot take full credit for it, because if not for Richard, I would never take a look at this to do any business at all. So I have to thank him officially right now. Everybody could hear. Aww.
Sweet.
And I'm very blessed, I have to say. But you know what? I also want to thank shop.com, JR, and everyone. Never would I thought that we would have this lifestyle. Never would I thought that we would even have an opportunity to launch a business into your own home country. Mm-hmm. So being very grateful, even though I'm in the United States, having a lot of good time. And what we gain is a business, not just husband and wife, a business partner that could talk and grow at the same level. Just been amazing. So very grateful. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Well, you guys are awesome. What a blessing to have been able to retire after 3.5 years developing the business and have the flexibility of being able to travel the world at your leisure. And you have the control over your time and what you do and when you do it and with who you do it with and how much you do it, and that kind of freedom is something that most people are unable to experience, but ultimately it's one of the main attractions that people seek to achieve in following our proven business plan. So with that, let me share my screen, and we're going to jump right into the presentation and get started. So hopefully you can see that. Is that give me a thumbs up? You can see the screen. All right, I was successful there. So let's get started here. A nice little overview and an introduction to the UnFranchise Business. We are built on product and powered by people. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the results and the benefits people have experienced using our exclusive products. In fact, I often kind of joke, if we were to take some of our products off of the market, there'd probably be a revolt against our company, because the power and the results people have experienced has been, life-changing for many, many people around the world. And we're powered by people, we're powered by entrepreneurs just like you. So Market America Worldwide provides a system for entrepreneurs to create an additional income stream while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. And through results-driven technology and the power of people, we believe that we are creating the economy of the future. And as you start to explore further and start to really educate yourself about our business model, how it's structured, how you're compensated, I think you'll get a real sense of how you're able to create your own economy, in developing this business, and thus create, this supplemental income that can be very substantial and very secure. So in moving forward, I think we all can agree that the economy has changed dramatically, and traditional employment has changed dramatically. I mean, more than ever, people really seek to have control over where they are, their location, and the time they want to invest into a business, right? Their work schedule. Most people don't have the time to really live their life, right? And because they're working a plan, for somebody else. And when you think about it, with the economy changing, it has created unprecedented opportunities for individuals to become entrepreneurs. I think we hear that term more and more, these days, being an entrepreneur. And the reason is there's a need for immediate income. More and more people need to generate an additional income for themselves and their family. I think we all can agree that the economy is such that we all have experienced an increase in the cost of living, not a decrease, right? We've all felt it, and really anything that we do and everything that we purchase. There's a continuous rise in online sales and technologies, right? Even mobile technologies. Everything that we do now is really based online and can actually be executed through our mobile device. We believe that one-to-one marketing is replacing mass marketing. What I mean by that is people just want what they want. They hate to be sold on something, but they do love to buy. So our philosophy is providing people with what they want, matching products to people and people to products. Then the gig economy. because more and more people want to be entrepreneurs, there's other opportunities out there. They recognize that this is the way for them to grow, in becoming an entrepreneur and looking into entrepreneurship. But when you start to recognize and really do your due diligence, you start to quickly recognize, it becomes very apparent that many opportunities out there, many businesses out there, they either take too much time or too much money. So they're unrealistic to successfully implement for an individual, to achieve their personal and financial goals. You see, but Market America and Shop.com is positioned perfectly to take advantage of all the trends with the unfranchised business. And with this, it puts individuals in position to take advantage of all the trends as well. So you already kind of touched on this, Richard and Stephanie, about the 45-year plan, being that you're both engineers, both very bright individuals. Talk to us a little bit about the 45-year plan.
The first time when I saw this 45-year plan, I didn't understand what it was. And I kind of have to trace. Then I realized that, it's about when you graduate and how long you stay working and then you retire. I'm like, that's what it is. So, it got me struck. I think Richard caught on to it more quicker than I did, because 45 years, what are we doing between that? I always like JR when he talked about the dash. It's one of that dash, that gap that we talked about. So 45 years, that out of 100 people. So this is a census, right, that we took. And at the age of 65, so, at that retirement, that's what it meant. And when I saw this, Andrew, I told Richard, I said, are you kidding? Is that where it is? And guys, if you're looking at this, I want you to just pause for a second. And I want you to look at the numbers. I'm not going to read it out loud, but you see it. So I'm going to ask yourself, everybody on this call, where would you like to be, knowing that you go through work, retire at 67. These days, people are extending the retirement. If you would put on the chat group, where would you like to be? Which segment, which one? 5%. Okay, I got only 5%. Only 5%. Come on, everyone.
Well, they're listening so intently.
There
they are. 5%. Yeah.
Thank you. So here's, every one of us, when I saw this, I'll tell you this, Richard and I felt we want to be at the 5%. And then we discover one shocking truth. 3/4 of them are business owners. And 1/4 of them are what you call old money, right? So 3/4 of them are business owners. And then we're looking at each other going like, what are we doing with a gap here? When I saw this, I was going like, so I don't think we plan to fail, at all, but we fail to plan. So if you're younger generation looking at this, you still got time. If you're 65, you still got time to make that change. And that significantly show that 95% of people spend 45 years of their life helping 5%. Just think about it. When we were born, when we graduate, it's like a society pulley putting us in at job world. How many of you can say that you go to work and when you go to school and your teacher says, you got to be an entrepreneur. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. Nobody tells us that. How many were taught saving? None of us were taught multiplying money in a sense. And then Warren Buffett, I heard saying that, hey, you know what? You got to make money while you sleep. And I told Richard, how do you do that? How is it possible? And there's so many options out there these days on it. And here's, I'm going to leave you a thought for this. Where are you at if you're at 5%? What are you doing between now till 65? If you're there, okay, there's still changes. What are you going to do in a few years from now to make that change? Right now, the economy, and we were just talking about it, that retirement, you got to think about, if you're just relying on your 401k and your Social Security, is that enough? Because when the money stops, that means when your work stops, the only thing that you've got is your 401k and your retirement. For those of you in Singapore, okay, or Malaysia, EPF, CPF, that's it. What else can you do? So looking at having additional backup plan off of what we have is not a bad idea, because you don't know what the inflation is going to be. And also you don't know how long you're going to live, right, Andrew?
That's exactly right. I just want to piggyback or add some color to that. Beautifully said. You think about people waking up and recognizing they're not going to get there from here. Like you said, working a plan for somebody else as opposed to themselves. You start to recognize or think about different options, and you start to really, like I said earlier, but what are those options? Getting a second or third job, going back to school. What's somebody do? Quit their job, go back to medical school or law school, right? It's not realistic. Start a business. What kind of business are they going to start? Where's the money going to come from? Where's the time going to come from? Most people can't take a leap of faith, quit their job and start their own business. They have responsibilities, right? They have bills to pay, a family to support, and et cetera. Multi-level or traditional network marketing, viable, sure, but how realistic is it? Generally, it takes producing way too many customers and creating way too much volume and recruiting way too many people for any one person to make any significant amount of money. Franchising comes up. The average cost of a franchise is close to $150,000. And I believe if you buy yourself a franchise, all you're really doing is buying yourself an expensive job, But you get the point, And even if you wanted to start your own e-commerce business or online shopping business, where's the technology going to come from? What kind of products are you going to sell? How are you going to handle the customer service and distribution? You start to recognize that all these things take too much time, too much money for somebody to really, put themselves in a better financial position, or on track to be in a better financial position. So we believe that we have the best option, the most realistic yet lucrative business plan ever created. And it's a 2 to 3 year plan, right? The UnFranchise Business 2 to 3 year plan that enables an individual to create a foundation for this additional income that we're talking about. And it's by simply just investing 8 to 15 hours per week without affecting what they're currently doing. They're ultimately working a plan for their own financial success and not somebody else's. So over 2 to 3 years, you can develop this business, and as a result, you'll have an asset. It's like Stephanie and Richard, you have an asset that's extremely valuable, to yield the type of income that you guys earn. How much money you'd have to have in the bank yielding, say, 4%. If you can get 4% these days, you can, basically. It would take millions of dollars in the bank to yield that kind of money. So how realistic is that? But that's our offering, a 2 to 3 year business plan. Well, talk to us a little bit about why people will be attracted, to this.
Right. Definitely, Andrew. For me and Stephanie was essentially, like I shared in the beginning, it's just to have my wife ability to stay at home. That translates to what we call FIRE, right? Financially independent, retire early. So does any of this pointer here associate with you guys? Is it spending more time traveling, or is it for education, for retirements? When I look at the whole entire thing within, my very first time when I visited shop.com, there's only one thing that captured me: 45 years versus 2 to 3 years. As an engineer, I told myself, well, 45 years of my career, if I change it one more time, how much time do I have left? Versus 2 to 3 years, if I take 3 years, if I were to fail every 3 years, Andrew, that's 15 times of failure that I were to go through. And at the age of 65, I'm still ahead of my peers. I'm still okay. The math is like, wow. So to me, I say 2 to 3 years, you know what? Why don't I take a shot, right? 2 to 3 years. And on top of that, guys, you don't have to quit your 45 years job. Not like my traditional business. I have to quit my my job to start my traditional business. Here, you keep your 45 years job, something that we already embrace on, but do it part-time on the 2 to 3 years. And when the income is significant enough, that's the time we make a decision and say, okay, now I have option in life. Should I continue my 45 years job because I love to? Yes, you can. Or can I go ahead and go full force on my 2 to 3 years plan because now I can? Folks, to have an option in life is incredible, Andrew, when I look at the whole entire thing. So Stephanie actually walked away at the tender age of 32, 3.5 years with shop.com. So the 2 to 3 years plan is very incredible. And I'm glad that Gerald created that for us.
You guys executed this perfectly. In 3.5 years, you're able to retire, both of you, and quit your corporate jobs and as engineers. And like you said, you sold your business, and now you've just been able to help other people. I have a lot of respect and admiration for what you guys have accomplished. And it's worth noting, I know I said it in the onset of this presentation, but you've helped so many people around the world succeed. And you don't, maybe you may or may not realize that, but you've helped people directly and indirectly with your presence and your leadership, and your wisdom as you continue to help people with our products and the business. So I just salute you guys as you continue to move forward and navigate this and help other people. So let's keep going. E-commerce business in a box. As I mentioned earlier, if somebody wanted to start their own e-commerce business, it's really not realistic, but we provided everything that you need. That's why we call it an e-commerce business in a box. All the resources, tools, technologies, you're all equipped with. You see, so you can earn immediate cash from our exclusive products when they purchase from any of our sites or from you directly. Immediate cash. You're equipped with a shop.com site and also a global shop.com site. We service 190 countries around the world, right? We provide a digital wallet called VIF. So we provide all the resources, tools, technologies, a robust marketing app called the UnFranchise Marketing app. Just so many great tools that you don't have to worry about creating yourself. All you got to do is utilize them, and they help you grow your business. So once again, we provide you with all these things, and there's unlimited earnings potential. It's really up to the individual as they develop their unfranchised business. And from a community standpoint, we've been so blessed. We've been so blessed to attract some unbelievable people around the world. As I mentioned, we're in 9 countries, operating in 9 countries. We service 190 countries with our exclusive products. And ultimately, you're in business for yourself. You are, but you're never by yourself. And I think Richard and Stephanie, you can attest to that. You're never by yourself. You always have the support as teammates and partners, regardless of whether they're on your team or not. We have this community of entrepreneurs that supports each other and helps each other and lifts each other up, right? And helping people become the best versions of themselves. And there's so much even beyond just making money and earning this income, right? Having this asset that you develop. There's much more value being an unfranchised owner. I think you would agree with that, that
absolutely, Andrew. I would say psychic income. I think that what was really that I think for me and Richard, we treasure most is the friendship that we make and the positive community that shop.com created. When you go out into the world, there's always a lot of negativity. And this is one environment that absolutely infuse your spirit and are so positive and keep cheering you on. It's very a blessing that, all of that. And most importantly, like yourself, Lauren, and Mark, we could just call or text or talk to you directly. No other company does that. Kevin is so accessible, and it's just amazing that you have not just the support of the field and people around and your teammates. I'll tell you, the corporate team really supports heart and soul, making sure that their very mission is to help us be successful, creating a system all for us. Thank you so much for the hard work that you guys put in for such a long hours, all for us to make a difference in our life. Thank you.
Well, listen, ultimately we're partners, right? We have a real community, we're real teammates. And as JR used to say, the relationship between the company and our field organization, our community of entrepreneurs is symbiotic, meaning one depends on the other, so we really are one big family and we help each other succeed and we continue to grow.
I think I saw myself on that one.
Yeah, you guys, you're probably in there. Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Right there. Anyway.
Andrew, I just want to add on one thing. Folks, when I started my traditional business, I only have one person that can help me. That's my chairman, and he's in Singapore. He's so far away, and I'm all alone trying to run the business. But here it's amazing. We have communities, we have helps. Everything that what Stephanie and Andrew mentioned is incredible. That's why for me and Stephanie, we're so blessed in 2.5 years, we were able to walk away, Stephanie, from the job. right?
You guys are,
Stephanie?
yeah, you guys are awesome. Well, tell us about what if people think, guests who are tuned in here, like, okay, well, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Talk to us about what people can experience or the benefits people experience as unfranchised owners.
Right. You guys can see the slides, but I'll tell you about what's in it for myself, and Richard will say about him. I will say this: both of us did not start the business because we needed money. By the time we're 30, between both of our income, we're already making over six figure. So we're very comfortable living the American dream, like Richard said. So why? What's in it for me? Because I find that I want control of my life and my future. When I was working for corporate, about 70 to 90 hours a week were clocked in. I'm losing time with my family. I cannot take vacation when I want. I'm not in control for what I say. And even with, I get 5% increment. That's almost unheard of in a corporate world for every year, and bonuses. But it was so much stress and so much pressure on it. And when we look at a business, and the reason why I never look at entrepreneurship is because I didn't know what it is about. I don't know I'm not a business person. I don't have a business mind. I'm a decoder. I write matrix thing, like you see, I'm good at that. So I needed a mentorship program. I've always believed in mentorship because when I was younger, I was a national player in Singapore, and I got coached and mentored to become one of the top players in the country, which is really great. But then, I understand the value of mentorship as we grow in whatever we do. That's why this attracted me. I have a mentor that knows exactly the successful path I need to work on, and direct coaching from so many people that ensure my success. And the next thing is, I don't know about you guys, I feel that people should continue growing. In the age is just a number, guys. I don't know, but age is just a number. We should continually grow regardless of 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. Self-development is very important, and this company provided leadership, communication. I learned how to communicate better, more effectively. I learned how to kind of work with people, direct, and also help them, effectively executing tasks more efficiently. Well, I can execute a coding task in my corporate world, but marketing and management in business, I have completely no clue about it. And last but not least, everything that we worked on, every time I saw Richard selling his company, and it ends right there, the buck stopped there, right? But what I love about this company is that you could work for this period of time, and it's willable to 3 generations. So I know that I'm leaving a legacy, and that's important. So Richard, what about you?
I want you guys to look at the top right-hand corner. No inventory and no risk with money-back guarantees. Folks, when I started my traditional business, I was committed to 130 containers from China. Folks, 130 containers, you talk about a lot of marble and granite inventory. I mean, it's scary. But here, I don't even keep an inventory at my home. Whatever we need, my customers would just order it, ship directly to them. I don't even have to handle the shipping. It's everything automated. It's incredible. And I just want to share one story with you guys. Me and Stephanie, we were in Bali for vacation, Andrew. We were in Bali, and we were by the beach, chilling out, and I got a notification that says, "Hey, you have a sales came in to your site."
Web portal.
And we are 20,000 miles away. We are in Bali, and as they say, all right, let the company ship the products to my customers, and I earn all the profits, everything. So, folks, in our business, all is needed is a Wi-Fi. I do not need an office. I do not need anything. All I need is a Wi-Fi and the tools, a laptop or a smartphone. That's it. I can work anywhere, anytime, and the website run 24 hours.
I got you. You have your mobile device. You have your business with you wherever you go, wherever you are. It's beautiful. I agree.
That's all.
I'm going to show you. So I like you all to tune in. There's a little video here we're going to play. So tune in here. You're going to hear very passionate voices in this video, but tune in here and check this out.
power of Market America and the unfranchised system makes it possible for anyone to succeed who otherwise would not have had a way to do it.
We've created a solid foundation for which we'll continue to grow.
One of the most important things you can do is keep the business simple.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. We will continue to make the impossible possible. Groundbreaking products and delivery systems, incredible technological advancements.
Companies don't make people successful. People make companies successful.
There's something very special about this community. Yes, we're economically driven. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're in it to make money and to help others make money. But we also develop a community. Everybody in the world wishes they had what you have. You need to tell them about it.
Be the best version of you. It all starts with you.
Market America is an internet digital marketing and product brokerage company with a universal shopping cart. That is what we are.
Anything you could want, you can get from shop.com.
We are always, as a company, identifying and adapting to paradigm shifts in the world.
I knew that this was an organization that paid very close attention to detail and was committed to what they said they were going to do.
I'm an ambassador for Market America because I believe in the model.
They won't know Market America like they know Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I am not paid to be here. I'm here because I believe in the mission of this company and I believe in all of you.
Be great, be exceptional, be extraordinary, be authentic, be disruptive.
There's a new economy that you're going to tap into. Take advantage of it. The time is now.
You said it, timing is everything earlier, Richard, and you're right. You're right. We're so fortunate to have, great leadership. Of course, our CEO and co-founder, Lauren Reidinger. Unfortunately, we suddenly lost JR a little over 2 years ago. But the visionary and the founder, JR, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. But we're so blessed, so thankful, and so grateful to have learned all the lessons from him. We continue to carry that forward and teach others. So just as you're able to provide a legacy to your family, JR's legacy continues through us as we continue to grow and help other people, reach their personal and financial goals. JR and Lauren founded the company back in 1992. And it's unbelievable. Here we are over 33 years later, with a business that's still just getting started. But let's talk about the founder story just really quickly here. In 1992, JR and Lauren Reidinger envisioned a concept that would allow people to shop online. Keep in mind, JR Reidinger talked about people buying things from their home computers in 1984. He was quoted in a newspaper in 1984. And it's before, obviously, all that happened. So we were so blessed to have such a visionary and somebody had such belief and conviction as to where he was going and what was going to happen. But ultimately to receive cash back on their everyday purchases and earn commissions by simply sharing their favorite products with others. And from this idea, Market America grew from humble beginnings to the global enterprise it is today. This literally all started in a small little house that JR and Lauren were living in Greensboro, North Carolina. And that's currently where our world headquarters is located. So today, as we've said a couple of times, we operate in 9 countries. We have tens of thousands of entrepreneurs. We've paid billions of dollars in rewards. And the legacy, as we've mentioned, of Market America Worldwide and Shop.com continues. And I think it's out of respect, and it's an honor to talk about J.R. Reidinger's legacy. I was so fortunate to work with him for 30 years, and he really revolutionized the direct sales industry. And he shifted the focus to real products for real people. And he fostered a cooperative business model as opposed to a competitive one, for global success. He pioneered an online retail and, online retail innovations that bridge the gap to an aspirational and attainable opportunity worldwide. He empowered individuals to build their own economy, allowing for personal and financial achievement. He ignited belief in everyone around him as an extraordinary believer in human resilience and the entrepreneurial spirit. I often say, and many people have often said, that he believed in others even more than they even believed in themselves. He just believed in human potential, and everybody had it within them to make it happen for themselves. And he built a blueprint for global success with the UnFranchise Business and the Management Performance Compensation Plan. It's a legacy of hope for future generations. We have an unbelievable team, with Mark Ashley, our president and chief operating officer, Steve Ashley, the president and COO of Shop.com, Joe Bollier. These are guys that have been here since the very beginning. Marty Weissman. We have a lot of great members. New member and Steve Bosson, our chief growth officer. I don't need to mention everybody here, but Jerry would call our team a motley crew, and it's a very diverse with respect to the personalities, the backgrounds, the experiences, the wisdom, but all coming together. We always get the result that's necessary to continue to grow. So we're so fortunate to have such a great team. We're unified and we're powerful. And that in combination with our community of entrepreneurs is really a very unique atmosphere, to be in and to grow a business in. So the executive and leadership team have a tremendous amount of respect for each and every one of these individuals and honored and privileged to be part of the team as well. So if you don't mind, Stephanie, Richard, talk to us about who we are, what we are.
So who we are, what we are. We're a product brokerage and internet marketing company. When you look at product brokerage, a lot of us seems to think, product brokerage, there's power to it. Because Richard always told me this, and we always joked about this. He says that the market is just like a woman's temper. One moment it's good and one moment it's bad. So why he says that is today you have one thing, tomorrow you have another, and it's keep moving forward. And product brokers give us never mind. You know what I'm talking about. Let me give you an example here. How many of you remember the cell phone called Nokia?
Nokia, yeah, I had one.
So now I'm going to ask you this question. How many of you own a Nokia right now, as we speak? Sometime I ask this question, somebody will raise their hand. So anybody? Wow. So I'll tell you why. Because, innovation happens, things and time changes. The reason why you don't have a Nokia is because you either have an iPhone or an Android, right? Or a Xiaomi for you in Asia. But here's why. Because it didn't cross to the time barrier. Innovation is very important. To stay in the market, we are constantly the next best thing, right? So because of product brokerage, we're always the next best thing. Together coupled with internet marketing makes us robust. We basically will be able to cross the ocean barrier, cross the web barrier to touch on as many and expose to as many people. We started in 1992, our headquarters in Greensboro, North Carolina. Need I say we're in 9 countries and looking forward the next country, China. So for those of you that are listening in, the system works. The question is, will you take a second look more to discover the system and learn more about it after this call? We have 40 over exclusive product. Andrew shows you a video. We've already seen those exclusive products. They're amazing. And I'm taking pride on this is because I think about 5 years, the Better Business Bureau select one company among all, to get this thing in this award called the Torch Award. We are a recipient, not once, not twice, but 3 times on trust, performance, and integrity. That is amazing. I'm so proud of Shop.com Market America Worldwide. The brand, there's so many. I like to say that it's a business in a box or in a bottle. You can identify a marketing direction or brand for yourself. So one stop, our brand, pick and choose, create your own identity, create in your marketing direction with what you want, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether it's drop shipping. The person that brought you here today, it will be able to sit you down and help you out with this basically to know our exclusive house brand products. And I think, Andrew, you have videos to show. We have already seen the videos before.
I do. Yeah, I know we're circling the field, getting ready to come in for the landing. Only a few more minutes left. But you're right, that we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for people getting the results and the benefits using our exclusive products. This is a little video. JR never wanted to have a company that was limited to any one product or one product line. He wanted to have a diversity of different products and services. And so as a result, we're a product brokerage company. And what you just saw was all of our exclusive brands, which tap into a number of multi-billion-dollar markets or industries. And what's nice here is the fact that people can attract people with different interests, you see. And so that diversity of different products and services makes the scope of the business much more broad and makes the business that much more powerful than if we were to only have had one product or one product line. You think about it. If something were to happen to that product or somebody comes out with something that's better, we'd have a problem. But we're never going to have that problem. We're insulated and never vulnerable to market swings, always with what's hot, what's new, what's emerging, that's science-based, and products that really get results and are competitively priced while also leaving a nice retail profit for entrepreneurs to earn, you know. And the last video I'm going to show you, actually there's one more after this, is our exclusive brand, of course, Isotonics being our #1 selling brand.
Stop swallowing pills that go nowhere. Meet Isotonics, superior vitamins that millions have trusted for 30 years as the best on the market. Unlike most supplements, Isotonics works with your body's natural hydration process for maximum results with an isotonic formula. That means you're not just taking these vitamins, you're absorbing them. Get 95% bioavailability, up to 8 times faster than typical capsules. These are the science-backed ingredients with fast-acting results your body deserves. Simply mix the powder with the recommended amount of water, drink, and go. It's that easy. No binders, no coatings, no junk. Just high-quality nutrients delivering results you'll feel. If you're tired of wasting money and time on pills, then drink to your health with Isotonics.
So beyond that, I guess I should show this. We only have a few more minutes. I should show, we have a very cool combination we call the Ultimate Isotonics Protocol. So you take isotonics and you combine the H2 tab, which is a magnesium tablet that effervesces where there's nanobubbles of hydrogen. That combination is unbelievable. And it's rather new. We just launched it in March at our leadership school. And it's done unbelievably well from an overall health and wellness standpoint, an anti-aging standpoint, at the cellular level. You know, you can't really get anything better.
The Ultimate Isotonics Protocol is on-the-go science-backed revitalization that fuels your day, anywhere, anytime. Forge a powerful synergy with 2 groundbreaking products, carefully perfected with years of development. From busy moms to CEOs, students to athletes, this is the protocol for everyone who wants to conquer their day with leveled up energy and a fortified mind and body, while also combating signs of aging for lasting vitality. International bestseller Isotonics Daily Essentials delivers 100% of your vital nutrients faster than a typical pill. H2 tab floods your cells with nanobubbles of molecular hydrogen, an antioxidant that goes deep into tissue, targeting free radicals. Simply mix 1 Daily Essentials packet into 8 ounces of water, drop in 1 H2 tab, let it dissolve, and drink immediately to supercharge your Daily Essentials. Harness science, improve your life, and live without limits with the ultimate isotonics protocol.
Just awesome. And then, of course, beyond our own exclusive products, we have over 2,000 partners. So you think about converting your spending into earning, getting paid to shop. Why not get paid on everything else that you're purchasing? And it all contributes toward the income stream that you ultimately develop, as an unfranchised owner. Is this me to cover the 3 things, or you guys? I'll go. Okay, I'll go 3 very quickly here. We have a couple more minutes left. 3 ways to earn as an unfranchised owner. The first way is cash back on your personal purchases. The second way is retail profit, right? 20 to 50% retail profit, just marketing our exclusive products. And that alone can be a nice extra, income stream. But where the bigger money is earned, where the supplemental income is created, is with the unlimited potential in weekly commissions on team sales. And if there's any interest at all in anything that we've talked about, anything you've seen or heard, I highly encourage you to schedule a follow-up appointment with a person who invited you to be a part of this presentation, to be with us this evening, to really learn the structure of the business, how it develops, how an individual is compensated. You'll be blown away by how lucrative yet how realistic it really is. And one of the final points I want to mention is, the genesis of the company started when JR figured, wait a minute, when you go to a movie and you really like it, you tell people about it. Same thing with a restaurant. After 30 days, maybe 40 or 50 people went to go see the movie, eat at the restaurant, just because you told 1 or 2 people about it. And you get no credit for all the business you directly led to or indirectly led to by the word of mouth, right? Well, he figured, and that came after they went to a movie one time, him and Lauren, he tells the story, where he manually tried to track all the people that was led to based on the few people that he told about that movie. And he figured, wait a minute, if I could automate a tracking system, a referral tracking system, and enable people to earn on all the business that's led to through that word of mouth activity, because it's tracked and all the business comes back to that original source, which is you, you'd have a powerful business model. That's exactly what was accomplished with the unfranchised business and the management performance compensation plan. So this last video here I'm going to show you, just a minute or two, describes that.
The Market America seller has the ability to earn retail profits by building a loyal and satisfied customer base, and earn commissions by expanding sales and distribution channels with additional teams of sellers. A revolutionary referral tracking system allows the seller to receive 100% credit on all purchases made by them, their customers, and their customers' referrals, as well as capturing their team's transactional footprints. The sophisticated Management Performance Compensation Plan, MPCP, enables people to earn a supplemental income. MarketAmericaShop.com is the complete package designed and built to satisfy multiple needs and provide the ultimate turnkey business solution for aspiring entrepreneurs.
And it's true, I think you mentioned this earlier, over $12 billion has been generated in accumulated retail sales since the inception of the company as of December 31st, 2024. But more importantly, over $6.2 billion has been earned when you combine the retail profits and commissions. And yes, we have over 400 people who have earned at least $1 million in commissions, and many people have earned that multiple times over. But we have tens of thousands of people that do earn on a weekly and a monthly basis. And you think about that, earning an extra couple $1,000s a month can definitely enhance one's quality of life. That spectrum, if you will, is jam-packed full of all different types of people from different walks of life, different financial positions, different backgrounds, different educational levels. They all had a desire, though, to make it happen for themselves. Whatever their dreams or goals or wants and needs were or are, they're simply following a proven business plan with the UnFranchise Business to achieve those dreams. So it's just continuing. I mean, these numbers are pretty impressive when you really think about it, especially in the fact that nobody's even heard of us. So we have real people making real money. These are the actual individuals. We have to add to it now because there's new people that come in every month that eclipse that $1 million in commission mark. To add them to the slide. I know you're in here somewhere, guys. Your image.
We're in the corner right there to the left.
You spotted yourself. But if you don't mind, wrap this up, guys, giving them a nice comparison of what we're not and what we are. And then we'll give them a couple of points and then we'll set everybody free here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Folks, this horizontal marketing is actually a structure where it's a traditional business structure, right? I mean, the top is the company, and then the next tiers are all the vice president, directors, and then after that is all the labor force, right? So it's a tiers down. So that is corporate America. So when this whole entire industry was set up back in the 40s, this was the structure that was used. And the reason why this structure is used, which is actually unilevel, is because $1 is 100 cents. You can only split out the 100 cents so much. That's why, the first level could be 20%, 15%, 10%, 5%, and then you cannot pay anymore. Now, this is what they call unilevel. However, because they cap at the bottom, so we have to build wide to earn the most profits. So that became what we call multi-level marketing today's. Now, this payout system has worked for many years, and as a matter of fact, it still works for traditional sales force, commissions, insurance agents, real estates. However, it's a very challenging structure for us to work. And you know what? In 1992, GR actually revolutionized and created what he called binomial marketing. That's amazing. Andrew, if you go to the binomial, you guys just see, I mean, GR can change the whole entire thing into what we call binomial marketing. Today, 800 over company copy us and they call it the binary plan. So when you think about binary, that's our company. So what binary really do is this: is 2 is the smallest multipliers for the highest profits. But I want to pay to attention here is 100% credits. What does that mean is this: if Matt, whom most of us do not know, right, came into our organization, if Matt were to generate, let's say, 400 business volume, Chris get 400, Megan get 400, Mark get 400, and so will you get 400. So when all of us get 100% credit, what he has just encouraged us is called teamwork. Together, everyone achieve more. And I love the fact that every one of us are working together as a team, even though we do not know each other. So this is a business plan that, to me, it makes a lot of sense because it's all about teamwork, everybody working together. And when we help other people, guess what? We reward ourselves very handsomely, right? Is it $300 to $500 a month or $2,100 to $3,600? Just think about it. $2,100 a week is $109,000 a year. When you are doing $3,600 a week, that is $187,000 a year that comes in and pay us for the rest of our life. Folks, we are already in the top 10% of the United States income by just developing 2 sales organizations for the next 2 to 3 years. This binomial marketing makes a lot of sense, and I love it. Me and Stephanie has been in this program for the last 27 years, and it pays us every week since then. So it shows that it works. And Geoff, thank you so much for creating this. This is truly genius.
The most effective and most efficient way of penetrating a market is word of mouth. And you said that beautifully, Richard. And to have a business that's realistic, yet extremely lucrative, and enable people to get 100% credit for all the business that's led to that word of mouth activity, and everybody getting credit for the same volume is just unheard of. But we accomplished it thanks to JR's vision and execution. So last thing we want to mention here, we want to encourage you to take what we call a 60-second health quiz. Health is wealth, right? We have a new tool called the 60-second health quiz. So for those of you who are guests, I just want to encourage you to prompt the UnFranchise owner and take the 60-second health quiz. And literally in less than a minute, it'll recommend, based on what your health goals are, it'll recommend a few products that will suit your needs, enable you to achieve those health goals. Stephanie, Richard, any quick comments on the 60-second health quiz before we adjourn here?
Definitely. For me, Andrew, because I travel a lot, and when I meet someone who comes to me and say, "Hey, you know what? I have some health challenges," I say, "Hey, you know what? Can you just take this 60 seconds quiz? It's only 60 seconds." And then when they take the 60-second quiz, they know what are their health challenges in 60 seconds. And it's amazing, technology that we can actually share with people in a very short period of time. It's very powerful, Andrew. Really, I love it. Thank you so much for creating it.
Yeah, no, it was a
Right.
team's effort. Really, Cullen Haskins is one that kind of led the charge on that. Has done an unbelievable job with the team. But listen, we're gonna wrap up, and I just want to encourage anybody and everybody that's out there that's tuned in. If there's any interest at all, I encourage you to schedule a follow-up appointment and learn how this business works. Understand the 5 steps, how the business is structured, how it develops, how you're compensated, and it'll all become even more clear, obviously, as you evaluate it. But Richard and Stephanie, thank you a lot. Really appreciate your time, energy, your effort, your leadership. Coming from Singapore and Dallas, Texas, you guys are awesome, and I know you continue to impact the quality of other people's lives by introducing them to our products, our business, and our technologies. So with that, I hope everybody out there stays safe and healthy, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you at our international convention in mid-August in Greensboro, North Carolina. All right? Thank you guys again.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us opportunity to share. Thank you so much for every one of you guys for attending today's sessions, and see you guys in Greensboro.
Take care, everybody.